And a pleasant Saturday to you. Welcome to night 2 of our fall meeting of champions here at Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie. Alongside Rodney Nelson, I'm Jim Byers. Last night, opening night, we had 9 races. We had a few upsets mixed in, but both the Pick 5 and the Pick 6 and the Super High 5 were all hit as it got a little more formful as we went along. Our 2 international cinches both won.
Right.
Those were our winners last night. 2 winners we shared at even money and 4-5. Hopefully tonight we can get some winners that pay a little more than that. But good start to the meet last night, and I really like tonight's card too. 10 races, track fast. It rained buckets, at least where I am, after the races last night. We got done in just about the right time.
Yeah, just the right time.
As I left here with menacing lightning all over the place. But track listed as fast, so it's a very fast drying out racing surface. I'm excited about tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we got a stakes race coming up, the Dr. Glenn Blodgett Stakes, a solid field for that.
Yeah.
We're going to see, he's a Jet 1 who won the race last year, back in it to defend the title. Some other good ones in there as well, so that's going to be a solid one. But good races all through the night, and, if it holds true like last night, there was some big money out there that paid out. We weren't on the receiving end of it.
Not with our top picks. No.
If you had the right horses last night, you walked out of here with a fistful of cash. There's no doubt about it.
Let's move right on to our analysis and selections tonight. First race, 250 yards, 2-year-olds. We're going to see some promising 2-year-olds tonight. This is a maiden claimer for $7,500. Scratch the 2, Cyber Rose. Scratch the 12, Georgino's Cash. Crown's Waif, the 11 gets in and will get considerable wagering attention. I didn't use the 11 in my picks, but only because this race is super wide open. I think there's literally about a half a dozen that could win this, and that's kind of evidenced by our picks. I mean, we only share one pick,
it looks like,
between the 8 selections.
Yeah, I mean, just by happen chance, all 4 of my picks here are all coming from the far outside. So 8, 9, 10, and 11. I did go with 11, Crown's Waif. Is that what you said? Crown's Waif?
Yeah.
Off the also eligible list. This horse has had 4 different starts so far in his career. And there's only one at the finish line he's been beaten by more than a length. That was the one 2 starts back. But, last time out, this horse was in for the $20,000 tag at Retamo Park, going 300 yards. Finished 4th in that one, just missed by 3/4 of a length. Taking a class drop here, taking some of that distance off. You can see where the other time that this horse ran 250 yards was in his second start, in for the $10,000 tag that day. Just missed by 3/4 in that one as well. Class relief, getting back to 250, I think is going to help out this 11. Give me this winner from the outside in the first race. Number 9, Mr. Coyote 5-0. That's my second pick here. 2 starts for this gelding. Both of them have been fairly decent starts. Both of them this horse was in for the $10,000 tag, run 250 in both of those races as well. Both of them came at Retamo Park, was 4th in his debut, missing by 3/4 of a length. Got better last time out. Was actually leading the race at one point. Ended up getting caught toward the wire, missing by a neck. But I do think Mr. Coyote 5-0 does have some wheels to get up there to compete with the rest of them. And then I took number 10, Smoking America Prize, as my third choice. The last 2 races for this colt, both of them at 250. Both of them were pretty decent, missed by half a length. Was a third-place finisher before that. So we'll see if Smoking American Prize can keep it up today. I got 11, 9, and 10 here in the opener.
One thing to note, I noticed this in handicapping these races, that we have a new rider here. He surfaced, if you will, in Louisiana late in the Delta meet, Rocky Ramirez Jr. Read it carefully, because Ricky Ramirez listed in the PPs as Ricky Ramirez Jr. I don't know if Ricky in the program goes with Junior.
I think he gets the Junior as well.
So I think he does. So watch, make sure you got the right R. Ramirez there. It would be no surprise at all if the 10 or 11 win. I couldn't find a way somehow. I don't know. I think this race is so wide open, I went for a little bit more of a price horse. Before I get to that, Mr. Coyote 5-0, number 9, he has really good speed. He's run kind of 2 similar races. We both have him second. He's looks like the kind of horse that might pile up some seconds before he wins. We'll see. he really kind of coughed up a potential win last time out. But maybe he's only had 2 starts. Could improve. I went with the 4, Tiny Valentino JH. Started at Gillespie for $5,000 in a maiden claimer, so starting at a relatively easy, not that anything is easy, but level, and went off at 12-1 and ran a super race. Really outran his odds, was only beaten ahead. Ran a E-Speed figure that's competitive with these. Not better than all of them, but competitive. Jose Sanchez, a good trainer, drawn a couple of spots off the inside. So I'm going to try Tiny Valentino H. I also like the fact that he has raced more recently, August 9th, than anybody else in here. And I just like a little bit more recency for some of these horses are coming off layoffs. I got Mr. Coyote 502nd, and keep an eye on TS Dramatic Cash Exit number 3. Big drop in class, dropping out of a $25,000 maiden claimer around Memorial Day at Houston. Hasn't been out for a while. Was 3-1 and ran 4th in his last outing back in late May. But big drop. And also the 1, she's a Bud Lou, the inside post positions, maybe not the 1, but certainly some of those inside posts were pretty good early last night. She's a Bud Lou, is a grandson, or granddaughter, I should say, of a really nice mare from out in California a while back named Butter Think Twice. And if there's any of that ability that's been passed down from grandmother to granddaughter, this filly who was claimed out of her first race might be worth a look at a big price. On to race 2. 330 yards. These are fillies and mares, 3 and up. They're non-winners of 2 in 2025. This is a really good field. I like this field, and I like this race.
Yeah, we both like the same horse, Designer Jeans. This horse was in a stakes race last time out at the Gillespie County Fairgrounds, round 4th in that one. You see this horse has a lot of experience in allowance races, has some respectable finishes. Had a pretty good meet at Remington earlier this year, was stakes placed, picked up a win in an allowance race up there in Oklahoma City as well. I think that Designer Jeans could be the one to beat in this race. Look at the distance record. 7 starts, has won 4 of them.
Yeah.
It has a third as well. Horse has a win over our racing surface 2, so I'll take Designer Jeans on top. Number 4, Dancing Cowgirl 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be my second choice. Last time out, this horse was only beaten by a length in that race. Was up there toward the front most of the way down the racetrack. The horse that finished 3rd went on to win its next race. Dancing Cowgirl 5, 6, 7, 8 was a runner-up in the race before that, missing by a nose to another next out winner. So this horse has been competing against some horses that have gone on to win. Just hadn't been the one to pick up the win in quite some time, but we'll see what Dancing Cowgirl 5, 6, 7, 8 can do. I think this horse could run pretty big tonight. And then number 8 is going to be my third choice. That's Paint This Rose, coming in here fresh off a win. I like horses that come in here off of wins, although that was back in March at Remington, but they do have some solid horses up there, especially in their allowance races. And this horse won it by a length in that last race. So see if Paint This Rose is ready to get back in a race tonight. But I got it 7, 4, and 8 here in race 2.
Yeah, I think those 3 really kind of stick out. I went 7, 8, 4, but Designer Jeans, her dam, all in the jeans, part of the Bobby Cox breeding operation there. He has some really nice mares. All in the Jeans was a really good mare in her race day in her career. She was 3rd in the Grade 1 Kindergarten as a 2-year-old. Now that race is now, I believe, a Grade 2, the Robert Adair Kindergarten. 4th in the Grade 1 Ed Burke Futurity back in 2010 was the dam of Designer Jeans. And Designer Jeans as recently as last March was in a Grade 2 at Remington, the Dequetta, facing First Time for Wine and Curl's Joyful Wagon, 2 super mares. And I think she's just on basic competitiveness and class, the one to beat. Paint This Rose, another one that used to be with Eddie D. Willis, now with Eddie Lee Willis. Justine Klaber, a very good young rider, here for the mount today. And Eddie Lee won a lot of races last year, both off the comeback and with horses that had started at the meet. So she's dangerous. And Dancing Cowgirl 5, 6, 7, 8 is one of those that's always right there. You literally can't keep her out of the superfecta. And the races that I see on my
Right.
PPs, and usually you can't keep her out of the trifecta either. Race 3. Good contention in here. This is our last claiming race of the day. Everything after this are allowance or stakes. Race 3, maiden claimers, 300 yards. These are 2-year-olds in for $15,000. Take out the 2 also eligibles, the 11 and 12.
And I'll tell you, I didn't have a very easy time picking a horse in this one.
Me neither.
It looked like pretty much anybody can win it. So you know what? I landed on number 3, Coronation Ring. All right, so this horse has had 4 starts. The first 3, left something to be desired. The most recent race was okay. Finished 4th in that one, missed by a neck. So I was right up there at the front. Was a beaten favorite in that one. But you know what? That came a long time ago. That was back on the 23rd of May at Remington Park. The horse was claimed out of that race, so it's going to be the first start for the new barn. That's kind of why I rolled the dice and took the 3 here. I got number 8, Just One More Kiss, as my second selection. That race last time out was a solid second, missing by 3/4 of a length. And then I got the 5, Toxic Candy. This horse has had 1 start. I'm always looking for that improvement from start 1 to start 2. That first start was in a trial for the Old South Futurity at Delta Downs. Ran 3rd in that one. Gave it a good effort. If you look, good try is what the comment says here in the program. I got it 3, 8, and 5 here for the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, Toxic Candy is my second pick. Jose Sanchez, a good trainer. The Dam of Toxic Candy, she's a Diamond Diva, ran second a few years back in the LQHBA Louisiana Million Futurity. The Dam, she's a Diamond Diva, also made $393,000 on the racetrack. This gelding, the 5, was 9-2 in his debut in that Futurity trial, and like you say, ran pretty well. And I think, the only issue with him is that layoff. Same thing for Coronation Ring, who takes the blinkers off. Debuts for Riley Aguilar. I've got him 4th as well. Just One More Kiss is my top pick. Last time out against Maiden Specials, to me, was off very flat-footedly and made a really nice rally and wound up second best in the race. But I love the way that horse finished. Prior to that, the previous couple of races faced some really good horses. A 3-time winner in Phenom. Faced a horse named Eagle on a Junebug 2 races back. Eagle on a Junebug was second in the TQHA Sale Futurity, I believe, this year. So good contention there. Also don't completely ignore Isaac Candy Cartel on the outside, number 10. Drops a little bit. It was a $35,000 yearling purchase a year ago. Had 1 start, didn't do much running at Retama in August, and now they dropped the horse in for less than half of the yearling purchase price, but it's a reasonable spot for him. Let's go to the 4th, and let's stretch out to the classic quarter horse distance of 440 yards. Race 4, 3 to 5-year-old maidens, scratch both of the alsos, the 11 and 12.
I ended up on the 4. It's a 6-1 morning line horse. That's Bailey's. So this horse has had 3 starts. 2 of them came at Ruidoso Downs in the big Futurity trials out there. Took some time off a little bit after that most recent one. Went to Retama Park back at the beginning of August. Ran in a maiden race there. Ran a good second in that race, missing by half a length in that one. This horse was closing very fast in that race. Hopefully this horse will be able to do the same thing again. I got the 5, Indigo Horizon, as my second choice. Last 2 races back-to-back at Retama Park. Both of them pretty decent. Second is in the race 2 back, missing by half a length. That one came at this quarter-mile distance. Last time out, this horse went at 550, running 3rd in that one, just missing by a neck. So, this horse has some experience going long. So going from 440 to 550 back to 440 now, I kind of like that. Hopefully the horse will be like, hey, man, this is a short race.
Yeah.
Knocking that 110 yards off. But I think the 5 could run well. Then I got number 2, Attempting Proposal, as my 3rd selection here. Missed by 3/4 of a length last time out. Was just a neck behind Indigo Horizon in that race. Had some respectable finishes before that. This horse has run some longer distances as well. Has tried this 440 3 different times. Doesn't have a win, but does have a 2nd and 3rd at this distance. I got it 4, 5, and 2 here in race 4.
I'm going with the 7. Tactical Feature. I had a hard time between him and the 5, Indigo Horizon, but I'm going to go with the 7. Tactical Feature, last 3 outs. in 2 of the 3 was pretty good odds, and the other race was actually favored at 5-2. That was in a final at Gillespie and ran second, beaten 3 1/4 lengths by a Valiant Spit Curl, who just blew everybody away that day. Otherwise, when this son of Uncle D has been in against horses he can kind of compete with, like maidens, he's been decent. He's been overmatched a few times in his career, and I do think he will like 440. He did run a really nice 440-yard race on Memorial Day at Houston, where he was the 7-5 favorite, ran second, beaten a half length. Since then, he's been pitched in a little bit difficult. I'm going to give him a shot at a little bit of a price here for Arnold Lewis, who's very good with longer distance races. Indigo Arisen or Horizon, a granddaughter of Indigo Illusion, who was a 1981 foal. So his mom is 24 years old, Indigo Arisen's, and the grandmother is, 44 years old. No longer with us, but nonetheless, there's some age there. But Indigo Illusion was a great mare back in the early to mid-'80s. Indigo Arisen took the blinkers off 2 starts ago and just started outrunning people left and right. So I think she has a big shot as well. And I give a look as well to the 8 BTD Painted Revan, partially because when they stretched her out, she ran really well going 440. When you start to go 440 for these somewhat lightly raced horses, they're starting to get to a distance where they're going to want to go that far or have a tendency to, they're going to have a liking for that because that's starting to become a demanding distance. Race 5. Scratch the 11 and 12, the also eligibles out of this one. 330 yards here. These are maiden 3 to 5-year-olds.
I ended up on number 3. She's a Bernardini. Last 2 races came at the Gillespie County Fairgrounds. 220 yards in both of those races. She's a Bernardini, finished 3rd in both of those races. Missed by a neck last time out. I'm going to go 330 today. This horse does have a couple races at 350. One of them was a 3rd-place finish, beaten by a length. That was at Remington Park earlier this year. I think she's a Bernardini. Maybe could roll the dice with her and pick up a win. Number 10, Favorite Peach. That's going to be my second choice. It's got to come from the far outside here. You see, last time out, this horse finished 10 of 10, but stumbled in that race very badly. So let's draw a line through that one, focus on the work before that. 2 starts back, you see this horse finished 6th in that race out of 10, beaten by a length and a half in the allowance race. But, that was a muddy track that night. Maybe I can give an excuse for that one as well. But start looking at these maiden races. The horse, finished in front of everybody 3 starts back, ended up being disqualified and placed last. And the interesting thing about that is after that race, this horse went in non-winners of 2 allowance races. Said, all right, well, I guess we technically didn't beat them, but we crossed finish line. Let's go ahead and try these non-winners of 2, but didn't work out very well. Comes back in here to a maiden race. We'll see what happens with Favorite Peach. And then I got number 4, Old MacDonald, as my 3rd choice here. 3rd last time out, beaten by a length. 2nd before that, both of those coming at Retama, one at 250, one at 300. This horse is going to have to go the longest of his career at 330 today. We'll see if Old MacDonald can't get it done with some pretty decent odds. Here in race 5, I got to pick 3, 10, and 4.
I'm going to go to the inside here. There's a theme to my picks tonight, and that theme tends to be I'm focusing on horses who have been in better company, who are dropping into some of these good competitive maiden races tonight. Political Oath, number 1, has faced on 3 of his last 4 outings Derby trial-type horses like Fast Flyer, a few races back, who was 2nd in the Sam Houston Derby. Apolitical Time, who was the winner, I believe, of the Retama Park Derby, who he faced 3 races ago. Bowtie in his last race, where he was well up the track at Gillespie, Bowtie wound up winning that Gillespie County Fair Derby. So this horse has been running in some really tough competition. If you look back to early in the year at LAD and then at Houston, rolled off 4 straight, pretty close second-place finishes. I think that's going to be the type of performance we could see out of him today. Like the fact he's only been away for a month from the races. Political Oath from the inside is going to be my pick. Gilberto Gonzalez, the trainer, won 2 races last night on opening night. for Guerra's Racing Stables. Those connections have started hot. Favorite Peach, he did break his maiden, and then much later there was a drug test ruling that disqualified him from purse money. But, if he runs back to that maiden race in May, he could win this. By the way, that disqualification was for a different trainer, not Braulio Hernandez. And then She's a Bernardini is not sired by the Thoroughbred champion, and I believe Preakness winner Bernardini. This is a quarter horse Bernardini. And I say that because we do have a champion Thoroughbred Matoli represented later today by an offspring. Matoli has sired quarter horses. Bernardini, as far as I know, the Thoroughbred has not. On to the 6th. Scratch the 2 also eligibles, number 11 and 12. Race 6. An allowance, 3-year-olds and up. These are non-winners of 2, and they'll go $350.
Yeah, let's take number 3, Trace Wines. This horse was in the Sire Cup Derby last time out. Didn't do much in that, beaten by 3 1/4 and an 8th place finish out of 9. But you know what? Qualified for the race, no doubt about it. In that trial, ran 3rd, just missed by a neck, and that one had a close-up 2nd and a non-winners of 2 allowance at Retama Park, going this 300-yard distance. 3-back was a winner before that, second before that. So I think there's a lot to like about Trace Wines here. I'll take this horse on top. Number 8, Pura Calidad is going to be my second choice. Was a winner last time out, was close in the 2 races before that. So I think this horse is trending in the right direction. And then number 4, Corona Marys is my third choice. 2 consecutive third-place finishes, both of them in non-winners of 2 allowance races. One of them at 300, the other at 250. The horse has gone this 350 one time so far in her career, and, it wasn't bad. It was a second-place finish, just missing by half a length. So I got it 3, 8, and 4 here for race number 6.
Yeah, I'm on Trace Wines as well. Very sharp. 18-1. Kind of ran like it in that Sires Cup Derby at Retama, but that's easy to overlook. The trial was excellent for that race. Ran a close-up 3rd. Has been wagered on and very competitive every time out in the maiden ranks. Monticello is going to be my second pick, number 6. Monticello is out of a mare named Trendy, and I know I'm giving a lot of breeding tonight, but it's early in the meet. We don't have a lot of recent races to go by. Trendy is a full sister to Stoley's winner, who was an All-American winner and a champion. Trendy herself won the Rainbow Futurity back in 2014. She was a tremendous long shot, 44-1. You know who she beat in that race? Runner-up was Kiss My Hawks.
All right.
Third-place finisher was Eagle on the Fly, who I know was a really nice horse. I don't know a lot of details. The 4th-place finisher was eventual world champion Bodacious Eagle. So that's a pretty good company to upset. But that was the dam, Trendy. This is Monticello in a new barn, effective in August. Last year at Ruidoso and Los Al, pretty competitive in trials for the Rainbow, the Ruidoso Futurity, and the Los Al 2 Million. So I would look for Monticello to be potentially very salty. Race 7. The Weatherford Dash. This is an interesting race because there's a horse in here that ran second last year in the refrigerator, RG's Gold Wagon, going 250 yards here off a little bit of a comeback. These are 3-year-olds and up. It's just a wide open allowance. Take out the 2 also eligibles. Hey, and I see, we'll get to it in a second, but who do you have on top?
I got RG's Gold Wagon.
Yeah, I mean, so does Rick. I'll explain why I'm not picking him here in a second. I mean, he's likely he could whistle very easily.
I mean, I like RG's Gold Wagon. Like you said, he was the runner-up in the refrigerator last year. 2023, this horse qualified for the Dash for Cash Derby. So has had some success here at Lone Star Park. Was a stakes winner last time out. I like that. You see this horse won the Mr. Jet Moore at Remington Park earlier this year. So this horse has a lot of good wins underneath his belt. I mean, 10 out of 35 starts. It's finished in the money in 4 of 5 at this distance as well. I like RG's Gold Wagon here in this spot. I got the 4 Good Time in Texas as my second choice here. This horse, 3rd last time out in the Gillespie County Sprint. Just missed by a neck in that one. This horse ran in the Sam Houston 250, just a neck behind the winner, I'm a Chili, who we'll see later on tonight. This horse has ran up against Ember's Time, who was, won the Dash for Cash Juvenile last year.
Yeah.
So this horse had Good Time in Texas, been running up against some tough horses, but it still has had some respectable finishes. Has finished in the money at this 250 yards, 6 of 7 starts, has a win out here at Lone Star as well. I like the 4. And then I got number 2, White Collar, as my third choice. This horse has been off since late December of last year. That last race was the Evangeline Derby, but White Collar ran a good third in that one, missing by 3/4 of a length. So, she had a bullet workout posted on the 30th of July, was 1 of 13 on that morning. Hopefully she's ready to go, or he's ready to go today. We'll see if White Collar can't get up there and have a good run. Francisco Calderon's the named jockey.
Yeah.
So this could be a very solid horse to look at here in race number 7. I got it 9, 4, and 2.
Yeah, I'm going to take, I wouldn't say a flyer. I mean, he is 3-1 on the line. But I'm going to take White Collar. I'd love to see a more recent race. I'd love to see a more recent work. He last worked on July 30th. These horses don't work like thoroughbreds, so my older thoroughbred mind wants to see more recent works. That doesn't happen here. Doesn't mean they're not ready to go. It's just a different sport, different methods. This horse did blaze a really nice 220 at Delta on July 30th. Very solid past company, a lot of accomplishments. Not like the $500,000 earner RG's Gold Wagon, but he's coming back off a shorter layoff than White Collar, but a layoff nonetheless. Interesting jockey situation here. Francisco Calderon, an ex-AQHA champion jockey, picks up the mount on White Collar. James Flores, another AQHA champion jockey, has been riding RG's Gold Wagon. This time they're going to give the mount to Edgar Mata Flores, who did win on this horse about 14 months ago at Retama. So Edgar has won aboard this horse. He's only ridden about 10 horses all year. Giving him a chance, I would imagine he works for the connections, and it's good for him. I mean, he gets a chance to win a really nice purse race, but I'm going to give White Collar off the comeback for a trainer, Leonel Hernandez, that doesn't get a lot of notoriety here, but he's won quite a few races in Oklahoma. On to the 8th. Race 8. Scratch the 2 also eligibles. An allowance, 2-year-old non-winners of 2 at 3:30.
Yeah, give me Shaw Island. That's number 4 here. Very first race for this guy was a trial for the Sam Houston Juvenile. Finished third in that one, missing by 3/4 of a length. Tried a couple of the big ones over at Ruidoso Downs earlier this year. Was well beaten in both of those, but, once getting out of those trials into a maiden race for the first time, we see Shaw Island won that race by a length and 3/4 down at Sam Houston. Pretty good victory there. I got this horse on top. Number 5, KJ Little Sister, who is a little sister to KJ Desperado.
Full sister.
Full sister. So hopefully this horse can do some big things like her brother. But this horse competed in all the trials for, the All-American, the Rainbow, and the Ruidoso. The All-American trial at the Downs at Albuquerque, won that race. Won it by a neck. So, there's something to be said for that. We'll see what this horse can do tonight. And then I got the 2 Run on Monday as my third choice. A second-place finisher last time out, missing by 3/4 of a length. That was after the horse bobbled in that race. This horse was in the Sam Houston Futurity the race before that. I mean, finished 7 of 10, but still was fast enough to qualify for that $700,000 race. Get some respect to this 2 here. 8-1 morning line might be a nice play. I got it 4, 5, and 2 in race 8.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same. Don't have a lot to add. John Steinbow, he only, I think, started one horse last night, if I remember right. He's going to have a good meet. He always does. Ali Rivera, defending leading rider, picks up the mount on Shaw Island. He looks to be clearly the one to beat. KJ Little Sister, she wins that All-American trial. Wasn't fast enough to qualify. It's still nice to win a trial for that race. It's just hard. I remember when we had the world champion JRC Callas first, had a full sister here. And, they're useful racehorses doing their job that's just hard to match when you're, especially in KJ's case, when you're the world's leading quarter horse earner. It's hard to even approach that. So it's interesting to see those siblings of the big horses run, though. On to the Dr. Glenn Blodgett Credited Texas Spreads. This is a $50,000 added 9th race. Race 9, scratch the 8, Selena Olina, a filly who was in pretty tough here. They'll wait for another day. And, boy, this is a nice race. I mean, anytime you can see He's a Jet 1 go, that's a pretty special night. And he's just so good.
I mean, some of these other ones, too. Hollywood, that's
yeah.
my second choice. I'm a Chili. We've seen that horse win out here before a couple times.
Very fast.
But, yeah, you were talking about John Steinbo starting to pick up some wins or having good meets usually. He's a Jet 1. I mean, this horse,
should do it.
Was a defending champ in this race last year. Won another stakes out here last year, too.
Yeah, the B.F. Phillips.
The B.F. Phillips
Yeah,
Junior
he's
Stakes.
dominating Texas Spreads right now.
And, I mean, if you look, this horse, stakes, that's all you see. It's always up there competitive. He's a Jet 1, loves this track. I mean, he's won 5 of 7 out here over our surface. He's finished in the money 6 of 8 at this 350. Give me He's a Jet 1 on top. Hollywood's my second choice. I'm a Chili. I'll take this horse third here in the Glen Blodgett Stakes.
He's a Jet 1 is one of those, as long as he's competing at this level, I'm not going to try to beat him because he's just proven to be so tough and so game. The thing about him, though, I'm not going to call him an international cinch by any means because, I mean, there's other horses in here, like I'm a Chili is extremely fast, loves the short races, and 350 is, I think, within his wheelhouse. Hollywood, from a very good mare, really good runner. And the thing about He's a Jet 1, he gives you a tremendous effort every time, and he's a good closer. 350 might be just a tiny notch short for him. He's obviously won a couple of times at the distance, but he's started to give himself some trouble with not the greatest of starts, and then he comes on flying at the end. A little stress-inducing, but just a terrific animal. I mean, he was a really good 4th in the Refrigerator, a relatively close 5th in the Leo. Those are open grade 1s, so he's going to be tough. He's going to be fun to watch. Don't panic if he doesn't get out on top because he never
can make
seems
up
to
some
do
ground.
that. Yeah. Final race, 10th and final. 2-year-old filly Texas Breds. These are maidens. 3:30 the distance. Scratch the 11 and 12.
Yes, I'm on another John Steinbo horse here in the nightcap. Number 5, Flies Like an Eagle.
We got the pick 3 wrapped up here.
Right. I think that's the only 3 we've agreed on tonight.
Just about, yeah.
But Flies Like an Eagle, I mean, this horse comes out of the Futurity trials over in New Mexico. A lot of times when we've seen horses do that in the past that have run in the 3 big ones out there and then come here to Lone Star for a start, they run fairly well.
Yeah.
So I'll take Flies Like an Eagle here. I got the 6, Dulce Rose, second. This horse was a second-place finisher last time out. That was in a trial down at Sam Houston in July. Missed by a length and a half, and that went to a next-out winner. There was also a next-out winner that finished third behind Dulce Rose there. And then I've got number 3, This Eagle's Quirky, as my third selection here. Last 2 races, this horse has been up there within the neck in both of them. So, a couple steps quicker, and this horse is the winner of those. So I got it 5, 6, and 3 here in the nightcap.
We're thinking alike. This Eagle's Quirky, you mentioned, has been very sharp. Same E-speed figure both times, too, and that's not an easy accomplishment to run a really super race and then come right back, get crushed, or not crushed, but bet heavier, and then run the same race, basically, right back, a third and then a second. But Flies Like an Eagle, her dam, Empty Arms, had a really good sister, Dreams Divine, who earned almost $500,000. And Empty Arms was not the kind of runner Dreams Divine was, but she could move a little bit as well. Flies Like an Eagle is one of these. I mean, there's no way I'm going to try to beat her. I do think the card gets much more formful as we get to these last few races. Could be a very good night for Steinbo. Dulce Rose, her dam, Shazuman Rose was graded stakes placed. Dulce Rose comes out of races with a couple of 3-time winners. One of those is Phenom, who ran third in that Sires Cup Futurity, or TQHA Sale Futurity trial last time. Phenom's 3 for 6. And Prize Time Lilo, who was one of a number of horses that beat Dulce Rose 2-back, is also a 3-time winner. So she's been facing nice runners. I threw Matoli's Princess, the 10 in there for 4th. by the thoroughbred Matoli, who was trained by Steve Asmussen, trained by Kai Mashinsky, first-time starter. Just included her in case the outside's good. First-time starter. I just kind of felt like doing
Why
it.
not? 30 to 1 morning line, why not?
You know, stranger things have happened.
A lot stranger things.
All right. Well, that is it for this space tonight. A lot of fun stuff coming up. They drew today, I know, for the Dash for Cash Futurity Trials. A week from today, we're going to have a dozen races. I think all but the first one are trials for the Futurity.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. But nonetheless, good week coming up next week, Thursday to Saturday. Meanwhile, enjoy the paddock tonight. Beautiful weather.
Yeah, nice weather tonight. We'll be having fun out here.
Thanks for joining us, and good luck tonight. In the event of an emergency, Lone Star Park is dedicated to ensuring the safety of our patrons. This video illustrates the proper evacuation protocol from all public locations in the Lone Star Park grandstand facility. Depending on the nature of the emergency, directions may be altered. Please remain calm and follow the direction of Lone Star Park employees and security personnel.